Sailing into Ponza, we discover a calm anchorage with a friendly cruising community, a great town, sandy beaches, cliff dives, and an awesome party scene. Like Greece again, like Zakynthos. In this town.
Now that is a tender car park.
With swimming and breakfast on board.
Thank you, Christian, Angela and the boys for teaching us more Italian.
Christian's got a lot to answer for. Getting us a taste of Italian, yes.
Hooked on Italian sweets, pastries, pasta.
And Christian did say that they put chocolate through the shakaratos to hide the bad taste, but actually this is quite a good one. Kind of like putting a strawberry into a champagne. You know, it's not a great champagne when they put a strawberry in it. And while the whole world's pretty much given up on smoking, Italian kids still think it's rather cool to smoke.
Ma io lo faccio ogni volta. Adesso c'è vento.
This place feels quite different to the rest of southern Italy. I can't put my finger on it, but I don't know, I like it. Maybe it reminds me a bit more of Spain. Not quite sure. But just a different part, different dimension to Italy. Well, this has been the most relaxing day in a very long time. It's the second of 2 days here on Ponza. We've spent most of the day at the beach and also just fixing up a few things. So we've moved this forward. Phil and I are fairly tall and this used to be just below head height. So we're kind of stooping a little bit while we're at the helm. We now have room again. And fixing a few things that just after a few months need a little bit of TLC. So things like this lifeline that are now a bit loose, that need tightening up. Finally today has been the day to just get all those niggling things done. excitement. Yeah? Maybe about that much. Beautiful. Done.
It's time to head into town and grab some dinner. I'm gonna grab a pizza. We've left a tender just down by the dock. There's a guy who takes care of it. €5. Now, considering that southern Italy, but also southern France are notorious for having tenders stolen, I think it's worth it.
Like,
The pizzeria is totally full and it's full of Italians. Always a good sign. It's okay, you're beautiful.
No, it's not. It's gonna break. I don't want it to break.
Mozzarella di bufala. Christian's in once again.
Just gotta love the Italian way of life. Cliched, but yeah, it is what it is. They're happy and they live life to the fullest. And so do the kids.
all she did was
Pizza just across from Napoli. This one's gorgonzola and hot salami. Oh wow, that's good. It's really good. Got a really good kick to it. And love boy. Piece in a pod. I've had a few more slices and I must admit this is the best pizza I've ever had. Els, you can't see, Els giving me like quizzical looks, but it is. It's the best pizza I've ever had.
There you go, big claim.
Yes.
Come to Ponza for the
Ponza.
best pizza ever.
Terrace, just if you need more, just get in contact. We'll tell you exactly the name, etc. But best pizza in the world. Well, Ponza's proving to be one of my favourite anchorages along the Italian coastline. It's nice and calm, very well sheltered from any westerly direction of the wind. It's been blowing 30 knots out there, and in here the most we've had is 15 knots of wind, so just nice and sheltered. In contrast to the Sorrento Peninsula and the Bay of Naples, where even the best anchorages were very exposed. For example, in Positano, most of the time the wind would come from one direction but the waves from a different direction, as they would get refracted around the headland. So you'd always be beam on to the waves, side on, so you'd always be rocking. Elle had one of her worst nights on board Tranquilo in Positano. At times Aidan had to sleep in the saloon in Positano and Amalfi just because of the racket that was going on in his aft cabin. So just from a shelter perspective, it's just nice to have a calm, sheltered spot from very strong winds, westerlies. Most of the yachts in this sheltered spot are also owners. Ponza really is far away from most other harbours, so it doesn't get the charters. which means that it's a different vibe. Everyone's just taking their time, you know, being relatively friendly towards each other. It's just a really nice vibe to it. It's probably the first time we've had that, or at least in a long time. And Ponza in itself is just a very nice town. It's got a very relaxed feel about it. It's tidy, it's got everything you need at Chandler, good restaurants, good cafes. But it's not inundated with cheap restaurants, expensive restaurants that are catering to foreign tourists who will never come back. Most of the town is almost exclusively Italians, so it's got a really nice local flavour to it. So if you're ever passing through this part of the world, look, Ponza really should be on your list of places to come.
Good morning. Bright sun and rain. This is the first rain we've had since Albania. Yeah, really strange. I put the bucket out to catch a bit of fresh water.
Today is another day.
Today is another day.
I have meaning.
Very profound. Today is another day.
By the way, this is Aiden videoing this.
Obviously.
All right, all aboard. Let's go, Mr. Ferryman.
We're heading across the caves that are just below where the Roman villa used to be. They allude to the fact that the caves were built to service the Roman villa, so we're going to see what purpose it might have had. Wow.
Quite sure, but it did say at the sign at the top that the Romans had fish farms.
And plus,
I'm wondering if that was part of it.
yeah, and plus there's some little bits that they might have used an axe.
This is our third of 3 days in Ponza, which means we have plenty of time to just do whatever we feel like, go and relax and explore. Aiden and I are about to scale this hill here and explore what looks like an abandoned castle, just my kind of thing, while Phil relaxes in this gorgeous little bay. There's Phil, just chilling out.
Like Tranquilo should be.
Tranquilo. Well, unfortunately, private property, no access. I have to admire from a distance. No, love. It's a shame because I'm sure at the top of the castle there would be an awesome view. But it's been well worth coming up because we get a view of the rest of Ponza.
We don't care, we will have a look at the view. Nobody can stop us now.
My little mountain goat.
That's every 15 minutes. Why can't we stay? Dad!
That I'll just let it go. Never worked out. Yeah. No way for this guy. My turn.
My turn too.
That's not very deep. Not that much. Okay, Aiden.
Bye. Whee!
High five. Actually, you don't think about it, you just jump. But that was probably, yeah. I wouldn't say the scariest, but if I had thought about it, probably would have been the scariest jump in my life.
Again, please. Again, please.
On the other hand, Aiden is dead keen to do it again.
Hey, do it. Uno, five.
Yay. He's a pretty brave 8-year-old, I reckon.
Personally, I've always needed to push the limits to stay alive, and that's one of the limits. In the end, it was good fun.
Let's get going. Let's get going. Been under 15 minutes.
If I must.
Almost.
If I must.
Oh.
The main reason we've come back to the beach in the evening is to check out the bar behind us.
Eva Federici, Alberto Banca. Fate lavorare.
Come back to the places where we found us. When I'm lost.
Our last night in Ponza. It's been a lovely place to spend 3 days. It's probably been my favourite. We've been on anchor, got a beautiful evening, a sunset, you can smell everyone's dinner, and just a gentle sea breeze. It's just perfect. And while it's lovely and calm, we're taking the opportunity to put the tender back on board.
Yep.
Since we're setting off tomorrow morning.
And we're not going to really need to use it for a while. We're off to Rome.
Aiden's doing a sterling job here.
Okay.
It's done.
Okay.
Final step is for Aiden to let down the spinnaker halyard, and Phil and I will just tender halyard. Phil and I can lash it onto the front of the deck.
You can do quite a bit. That's it. Okay, done. Good job. Okay. Put it back on the wing. Well, we're off. goodbye Ponza. We're just going to come around and have a look at Ep.31, the other big mooring spot around here, and then we're off to Anzio, and then after that, Rome.
Boat shoes. So I've always run around barefoot since childhood, and I have an aversion to wearing anything on my feet on the boat, but I'm actually going to take Angela's advice, heed her advice. I bought these shoes in Montenegro months ago and they've stayed beautifully clean in the box, but that's not what they're made for, obviously. So today's the day. Good to go.
If you like this video, please click like below and subscribe to follow our adventures.